And so, they found the whole camp murdered. Their throats were slit, and their skulls were crushed.
Oh, come on. Nice story, Eric.
Fine, don't believe me. But it happened right around here.
Camp Crystal Lake.
Didn't some mom go nuts and kill some camp counselors?
Exactly. But they say her son, Jason, came back to get his revenge. He still lurks the woods to this day.
Oh, welcome everybody. Oh, the countdowns, man. The countdown. CT Jason, man.
I didn't make that countdown, Mikey J.
Yeah,
I
made that countdown.
Well done.
All right. Well, that was pretty funny. That was pretty good. Well, welcome everybody to the iiRcadians episode 14. We are checking in with the chat. Who do we got with us today?
We got Herb Wars, Goofy Foot, Mitchell B, Console Fanboy. Welcome.
Yeah.
Miss Mikey J Productions, Mike Hawk Hertz, Brooklyn Menace, Raven SP, Herb Wars. We got everybody. We got all the usual suspects.
Made in Canada, Punk Rock Dave, Goofy Foot.
We got so much to talk about, you guys.
Crew, man, we have so much.
This is
Yeah.
this is what happens when we have 2 weeks between shows.
We actually
So
have
much
to
stuff
talk
happens.
about, I know.
Like we only talk about iiRcade, but there's so much stuff about iiRcade to talk about this week. Look, I'm wearing merch, new merch. They got a
That's
merch
right.
store now.
Yeah.
You guys pick up any of the new merch?
No, not me. I'm
Not
still
yet.
in
Ah,
I said
iiRcade.
they got
I picked
Oh,
up
you
a
got
super Game Room Dudes t-shirt, which I love.
There you go. There you go. It looks like I don't know what you're wearing over there, CT. That looks like some kind of like mechanics
This is my work
outfit.
clothes. I'm
Your work-
still in the work attire. Don't mind me.
What else happened? Online, right? So online finally launched, and we've all been playing the heck out of it. It's been great. I got my butt whooped at that Dragon Master game by Gunther. You guys were playing some stuff earlier, I saw. We were over on Brooklyn Menace's channel playing some stuff. We got all. I mean, what are you guys thinking so far? What's your first impressions of the online?
Well,
Like,
my first impression is that obviously there's some bugs to work out, but once you get into the game, it actually runs really well. And I know, like, Dragon Master, like, I mean, I'm not going to blow smoke on anybody's rear. It's not the greatest fighting game ever by any stretch of the imagination. But when I was playing it on Brooklyn Menace's stream and I was beating up on, I think it was you, Jeff, I was having fun. Most fun I've ever had playing Dragon Master. I will say that.
Right. That's the thing that kind of rejuvenates some of these other titles that either one player they're kind of like meh, but then you play it with other people and all of a sudden you get competitive, right? It's just like adding a leaderboard. You add the more of these things you add to it, makes the games a lot more fun. Now we're also going to be talking a little bit later about the games launching for online tomorrow because we already know what those are. So we're gonna talk about those today as well, but we'll get to there because we still got to talk about the ones that are already out there. So yeah, we mentioned Brooklyn Menace, right? So Brad, you want to tell us a little bit about what he's doing on Friday nights?
Yeah, Brooklyn Menace has a show. I think we should show the videos first, and then we'll talk about it after, because I'll actually see what it's like.
This will make sense after we watch this. Okay,
let's watch the videos first that we produced.
Okay.
Now that the iiRcade is jumping in the deep end, getting in all this online gaming, I want to go through each of the first wave of games that they just released last week and see how they play, see how the online holds up in this alpha stage. Let's see how it's working. We're going to start off with Dragon Master. I didn't have no issues getting into a server match. Worked pretty easy. This was right here on day one of release last week. Got me a nice little match in real quick. Getting it in back and forth. Never played any of these games in my life, but I like that game. Next up, we got Windjammers. Looked like I was playing myself for a second when it started, but that's probably a glitch. But other than that, yeah, this game is hard. This man, whoever he is, he schooled me for sure. I'll give him that. I'm a novice at this game. It ain't something you can just pick up and play, I'll tell you that. Up next, we got Stadium Hero 96. Got to test this out with one of my iiRcadian buddies, Mikey J. And I must say, this game plays good. Everything is nice and smooth throughout my whole experience thus far. I had some issues trying to get a game going, but other than that, once that game starts, it's smooth. And I really like this baseball game. It ain't too bad. Now right here, I was trying to hit him with the ball, I missed him. I wonder if you can. I'm gonna mess around with this game later. Going into out zone, I had a chance to test this with Papa Brad. And I gotta say, just like the other games, once it gets going, it's smooth. Yes, now there's some issues getting into certain type of games. Me and Papa Brad had some trouble, but it's still in the alpha phase. Last but not least was Bubble Drop 3. And in this game, Papa Brad, yeah, he ended up schooling me in this game. This game ain't easy, but it's smooth. And I gotta say, between all 5 of these games, it felt good, it felt legit. Felt like me and him was playing on the same cab, right next to each other. And like I said, yes, with the alpha release, these games, you know what I'm saying, it's just a little hard sometimes. I did have some trouble. But if you got a buddy that's online, ready to play, you won't have no trouble playing any of these 5 games right here. And I'm sure shit will improve as time goes on. But other than that, folks, thanks for watching. And let's get back to the show.
That's
All
a
right.
good overview.
I knew you were trying to hit me with the ball, man. I just knew it.
I was
Of course he is.
I was trying
He's
to
not
do
driving
free-
backwards on Outrun or.
I was looking at that. I'm like, is he trying to hit him with the ball? Well,
Well,
And
you
I
know-
did it with the ball, I don't know. I'm gonna find
You know,
out.
I want to show another clip from online. This is actually from Brooklyn Menace's show. It's the Friday night arcade show. And I mean, I think this is going to be a definitive show for online playing on the iiRcade. I think we should all start meeting up on the show and just put in the chat what games we're playing. Let's do an iiRcade play night where we play some games. You know, I'm
right.
excited about it. Can you play the Outzone clip?
well, hold.
We got this.
UAG says he's never played this. So UAG, this is it's actually considered a shooter, even though it's looks more like
Got the laser. I hate the laser.
Ikari Warriors, but it's not. You're gonna run out of energy. You need to get some energy, player 1. Up on the left. Up on the left, you're gonna have some energy, but it's a ways away. You gotta run up there. So trick on those spots right there, everybody, is you let the guys come out of those tanks a little bit, and you'll get more people to fight. Player 2 needs some energy. They're wasting bombs like they're candy.
They're candy.
Inside that thing should be some energy. There you go. Grab your energy, boys. One for each of you.
Can't take it with me.
It sounds amazing with pumping music. It just gets your heartbeat going. It's just one of the best games on the system. Mike says it's called 1.21 gigawatts, Rainwater. Okay, now you can't fall off the edge here. This gets kind of crazy. Okay, you fell off anyway.
That's embarrassing.
This whole thing is embarrassing. Look at that. You guys shot both of you guys right in the balls.
Yo, Papa Brad set me
Look
up.
at it, he just walks off the edge. I just want you guys to know, I am not playing. This is not me. Like,
There you go.
there we go. Now this is a weapon that I can get behind, and you just gave it up. Oh, okay, that was dumb. Clearly, the skills are lacking here, folks. Now, if you can make it this far on one-player mode with no quarters, then you got a little bit of skills, okay? With 1 quarter. Alright, stage 2 clear.
This is fun.
I feel like neither of these guys are going to make it onto any resemblance of a leaderboard at this point, but that's not the point today.
I'm on all the leaderboards. I just draw them with magic marker on my screen. I cross your name out, Rainwater, and put my name there.
There you go. So that's how you get in first on everything.
I did make the leaderboard for some of the new shooters.
Mikey J Productions does not own Outzone. That's okay, Mikey. We can shun you from the iiRcade community for not having Outzone. That's a must-have, Mikey J. Come on, this game's amazing.
Token game. All the tokens are good.
I think Token is the best developer on the iiRcade, to be honest.
Sure.
But I love shoot 'em ups, though. And player 2 completely misses his energy once again. Alright, boss time, everybody. They're just going to bomb them because they're going to cheese their way through this. Bombs away. Look at that. They put 3 bombs on his face already, 4 bombs on his face, and they're into phase 2 of the fight. And here we go. He's got the spinny things with the sharp stuff and the crazy looking eyes, and they're going to start putting some more bombs out because guess what? They died and they got some more bombs. That's how they roll.
That's how you beat the game. You just keep dying and just use all your bombs.
All right, here we go. Oh, back to this part again. Run inside and then get out. Oh, no, that didn't work. Okay, oh, they're going to try it again. Oh, throw some more bombs in his face and finally they clear stage 4. You made it. Stage 4 clear. Look at that. And they are up to 55,000 points. Not too shabby. Yeah, never mind. That's pretty bad. Okay. They're going to keep on moving along. Let's see if they can get to 60,000. Maybe they can.
200,000. I looked before we started.
200K, is that what we're looking at just to get on the boards in this game? Maybe if they combine their scores together and multiply by 2, they can be at the bottom of the leaderboard. Okay, we got some centipede crap going on right now. But they're not so hard when you've got unlimited bombs like these guys seem to think they have. So now, they have 60,000 points. They may not want to give up those 60,000 points. They may want to try not dying and not wasting their bombs now because then they may actually have a shot at those leaderboards. Who am I kidding? Not going to have that. Okay, Mikey J is announcing that he is now at home and he is updating his iiRcade right now. Player 1 just said, oh no, hold my beer. I can have even lower score than that, sitting at a big fat 0.
Here it comes.
Here we go. Beer would definitely help here. I can't get much worse.
Yeah, why not give you no place to move?
Look at this guy has lightsabers. He has lightsabers. You have no place to dodge. They're just laughing at you because Toplan's just like, F you. And there you go. That was one of the easier bosses. Look at that, another 50,000 points because that's what they do on these bosses. And despite that,
Congratulations. Now do it again.
oh,
That's how you play, Papa
dear
Brad, right?
gravy.
We showed these people.
And then they want you to play again.
All right.
Maybe a little harsh on you guys. Pretty bad.
That was fun though. That's the first time I've seen that, and I didn't, because I was updating my iiRcade and I didn't have my headphones on, so I didn't know what they were saying about me. And Jeff was going off. That's good stuff.
I will say that there were a few spots when you guys were playing Outzone where, and maybe it might have been on just my end, but because of the stream, or I don't know if it was the iiRcade or if it was the stream, but there were a couple little spots where it seemed to lag a little bit. Were you guys doing player to player, or were you doing server?
Player to player. It was definitely acceptable. I mean, there might have been a slight lag, but it was totally playable.
I haven't noticed it in any of the ones that I've done, but it was just that one time. It was maybe a few seconds.
It could have been the video capture too, because like on the machine, it didn't seem like it was laggy. You know, we're capturing it, so I mean, it played good. And I just want to once again remind everyone about Brooklyn Menace's show Friday nights. Come join us. Come play some games with us. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Mikey J, you got a question about your new background.
I got a question about my new background.
Because everybody is liking all your fancy new background you got. Someone's asking about your action figures.
That's
yeah. Well, for one, let me say that I got a window over here, and I'm gonna have to cover it. So I got a little bit of a glare because the sun's not down anymore. But anyways, yeah, I got a bunch of Ghostbusters action figures over there. And that's a Friday the 13th cabin display that my wife made. Mrs. Mikey J made that. And over there is my Friday the 13th NECA collection. And then over there, I got some Ninja Turtles, classic Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
Teenage Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, overall, I think the online, though, it's definitely a proof of concept. Once you're connected, you can play the games.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm really excited. I think they did for a launch, for just the very beginning, I think they did a fantastic job. So I'm going to give a big thumbs up. Good job, iiRcade.
It could have gone way, way worse. I mean, we knew it was alpha. We knew this was like the first test games. They didn't give us the best stuff out there for the first week. I mean, Outzone, I still think is like top 3 on the system.
Great
in my
game,
opinion.
and within hours, I mean, we had played all the games that they offered on Brooklyn Menace's show, except for the baseball game. But I mean, the thing is, you have to kind of communicate with someone a time that you're going to be on there, and you kind of got to communicate with the person you're playing with, because I think the iiRcade community is pretty small. I mean, the Big Blue from Arcade 1-Up has the same problem. You go on there and there's no one on there playing. A lot of the rooms are empty. So, I mean, you have to communicate with someone when you're going to be going on. Like, I played with Herb Wars. We sent each other a text, come join my room, and boom, like that, we're playing the game.
Yeah,
so,
that's what if you just go in there and create a room,
you're going to sit there forever.
Yeah,
like
that's why some of these streams like this, like what Brooklyn Menace is doing on Friday, are really great, because everyone's going to be playing games. You can go into the chat room
and say,
and
"I'm
you'll
opening
have
up
20
a game
people
of
watching
whatever,
the show." Yeah, and someone like, who wants to join a game this or whatever.
Open up a game of Breaker's Revenge, or
Now I'm sure they'll add some kind of lobby system or something eventually where you can see other people online, but like I said, that stuff's down the road. It'll come. It's baby steps. So we got 5 games now. We got 5 more tomorrow.
Let's just say, I think we've all played all 5 games now. Let's just go through. What are your favorite games? If you had to say like 1 and 2 out of the 5 they released.
For me, so far, it's baseball and.
Oh, sorry. Wait a minute. There we go. Trying to get you
the Illuminati.
Sorry.
Kicking me out.
Once again,
talking about your favorite games.
This is a fan-based show. We are not YouTube professionals. Sorry, Mikey. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. For me, it's Windjammers and the baseball game. I've only gotten to play them briefly, but the baseball game is. I've been saying from the get-go, since I think the first countdown we made for this show, I put the baseball game in there for a reason, because it's a great old school kind of style baseball game, and it plays well. And with the online, that adds a lot of fun competition with that one for sure. So Stadium Hero, definitely.
Yeah, for me, by far, my favorite by far is Outzone. And a surprise for me was I thought I was going to love Windjammers, but what I ended up really loving was the baseball as well. It's a lot of fun. It's a great game. What about you, Jeff?
I haven't played the baseball one yet. When I tried to do it, it wasn't working. So I don't know if they fixed that yet. Or I'm assuming they were. Or
It's a
maybe
Stadium
it was just
Heroes.
me,
Yeah, Stadium Heroes.
I mean, I've played the game, but I haven't played it the 2-player. But I actually, this is going to surprise you. I actually was having fun with Dragon Master.
Master.
Even though it's by all means it's a horrible fighting game. I actually was kind of digging that, because you're head to head with somebody or whatever. I was kind of having fun with that. But yeah, Outzone. I gotta say, Outzone's one of my favorites.
Raven says Windjammers is number 1. If you're in the chat, you want to tell us what your favorite was, we'll read it. Let's hear from CT Jason. Let's see what he thinks.
To be honest, I like Stadium Heroes. That game is fun. It reminds me of that 2020 Super Baseball from back in the day. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I don't.
Good game. So yeah, I like that. And then I like Outzone. Outzone played pretty good.
Yeah.
So I picked them too.
Yeah. And we're going to get more and more games. These are just the first 5. We're 5 a week. Come on, this is going to be amazing.
So I have a couple of things I wanted to say. First, to your point, Jeff, about Dragon Masters, like I was saying earlier, I'm not going to blow smoke up anybody's butt. Like, I played that game before I had bought the iiRcade, and it's a 4 out of 10 game for me. As a fighting game, it's not a good fighting game. But the online, I'd bump it up to a 6, which is passable.
Yeah.
Which is passable. Like,
it's amazing how much more fun it is playing that cheesy game against another human, though.
It's accessible. Is what you know what I mean? It's not a hard one to jump into. Like, what's that other one? The Rage of the Dragons. That one's hard to just jump in. You got to practice at that.
Yeah.
But this one's easy to jump into.
Yeah.
There's another fighting game coming.
Breakers Revenge up our sleeve. It's probably it's going to be a great game for fighting.
And the other point I wanted to make was, I don't know about you guys, but it seems like peer-to-peer is the way to go. Like, not doing.
I was going to ask that. What
version?
I still haven't figured out. Like, when is it better to do one over the other?
When you live in Louisiana, it's best to go peer-to-peer. Just saying, for me, it always seems to work better. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that I've gotten a match
where
to
I'm
work
at
on the server.
So if I go in and I click, and let's say I go into Dragon Master and I click server, and you go in and you click peer-to-peer, are we not going to see each other?
I don't think so. I almost think you almost have to pick the same thing.
I mean, I don't know about y'all. I had no trouble at all going on server. Most of my matches was on server.
Well, it is the recommended, right? So
when we were playing baseball the other day, you were on server?
I think so, yeah.
Where is the server?
Is
the server in Chicago?
It says it on the top of the screen what you're in.
Well, I think whoever creates the room maybe sets the settings for it. I'm not sure. I mean, it's also new to all of us. Yeah.
So here's my thought, and I'm not technical. I could be way wrong. If Console Kits is in the chat and wants to correct me on this, I will bow to his knowledge on this. But for me, I'm up in Seattle, and let's say if I'm playing somebody who's down in like Georgia or Florida or something, right? Then peer seems like it would be all the way across the United States. But if we're going server, and let's say the server's in Chicago, then I'm only connecting to Chicago. They're connecting to Chicago. Wouldn't that be better? I guess it kind of depends on everyone's situation, right?
Right. I couldn't play with Papa Brown on server.
I had to go peer-to-peer or wouldn't connect.
Okay.
Yeah, we had to reboot. And I think this is just part of the growing pains. I mean, we got to remember, this is brand new.
Right.
I mean, we have to stress test this, and it's only going to get better. But the fact that we were able to play all the games successfully is a good sign.
Yeah. Yeah, good times, man.
Can you imagine if we knew?
It's a game changer for the system.
Can you imagine if we knew what the next 5 games to launch would be? That'd be amazing.
We're teasing because we're going to tell you guys in just a little. Don't go anywhere. We will talk about them. So, but you got to stick around. You got to stick around. See how that works? You see what I'm doing there? Well, Brad, one of the favorite games on the system for a lot of people, and I know is it your favorite game?
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite games of all time. I'm a huge mega fan.
You did a spotlight for us. Tell us a little bit about that. Let's take a look at your spotlight.
Okay, my spotlight's going to be on Dragon's Lair, and it's just a short video that just kind of highlights, there's competition now in Dragon's Lair.
We're going to talk about that after this video.
Okay,
So let's
fire
roll
it up.
Let's fire it
keep
up.
an open mind. Okay.
Dragon's Lair, a fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight on a quest to rescue the fair princess from the clutches of an evil dragon.
That's an arcade one-up. What?
You got some ominous music here.
Why is this music so spooky?
I did a good job if it's scaring you, CT Jason.
This some creep up on some of my music.
Hey everybody, it's P-Dubs. Thanks as always for hanging out upstairs with us, and not just upstairs with us, you are hanging out with the iiRcadians.
All right, well, let's dig into this, guys. I think we kick this off. Let's take a look at this video, which is about a minute long, and it shows off. Some pretty cool stuff in here. So let's take a look.
Yeah, you're right.
All right.
Wow.
There it is.
Wow.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, you know, I thought the cabinets were beautiful. We had blonde and brunette cabinets and all that stuff. No, I'm just kidding.
There were arcades in the video,
Wait,
There were also
there?
arcades in the video.
Yes,
I was a bit
very,
distracted.
yeah, because when it comes to like the original Dragon's Lair cabinet, you know what I like about it is the original Dragon's Lair marquee. You know what I'm saying? The original shape of it and stuff on the original arcade.
The
But
angled marquee was unique.
But honestly, minus the angled marquee,
It's
just
a very
my
boring
opinion,
cab. It's just
a
a
very
black
boring
cab with a
Right.
sticker.
Right, which is why I have that one back there for my arcade for Dragon's Lair, because it's just I love dirt on the kick plate. I love it.
It's
You know what I
got
mean?
Daphne on it.
Yeah.
So here's the one that you guys are talking about. So now you can see this
Yeah.
one. Of course, the artwork goes all the way up.
Yep.
See, for me, it's if the control panel on the Double
I like the other
Dragon
side better.
is nice and the artwork does go all the way up, then I might be leaning towards the Double Dragon, but I'm
There we
afraid
go.
that it's
I
not.
love that side of that cab.
And then
That's beautiful.
the Dragon's
It looks like
Lair
a
is
mural.
what's calling my name. Yeah,
It's almost like a
I
mural
got
tribute
Dragon's
to
Lair
Dragon's Lair.
already.
you don't got that one.
So you want to get a different one because you already got the Dragon's Lair, CT?
Yeah.
Yep. I don't need it. That is a beautiful cab, but the other one's good enough.
Yep.
I got a marquee for it. But if you don't got it, yeah, I can see you wanting to get that one.
I like how they photoshopped this over here, on the floor, the plug-in
was it?
stuff.
Oh, did they took it out?
Boom. Like
It's weird.
It's movie magic.
movie magic.
I
See,
mean,
look at
but-
that control panel there.
That's
Yeah,
a-
look, at,
yeah.
look at that. That's
And
that's
man-
way better than this one the generic one that's
And
on
it
the blind
holds
edition.
up so well. I play mine almost
It's
every
so
day.
Pretty.
You know what?
You know what else is interesting? The Kickstarter, the original ones, did not have this extra light up button. That's actually kind of a nice perk too. Like I know that some of the newer ones have that.
Yeah.
And the
light up
bat
buttons
tops. Yeah.
I mean, when these were originally released, you know, the design they chose was like a kind of a spin off of the
Like
overseas
Japanese arcade.
Yeah, the overseas market with the candy caps and
Uh-huh.
stuff. And you know what? Shout out to iiRcade listening to fans saying, "Hey, you know, there's a lot of people out there who didn't buy an iiRcade because it didn't look more like a real arcade, and now these look more like a real arcade. People are
It
going to
looks
end up
like
buying them.
it looks like a Western arcade.
Yeah, more like a North American type arcade,
Definitely.
right? I mean, yeah, you have the rounded hutch, but let's be honest. I mean, the hutch, in my opinion, looks okay, and we have light up marquees now, and
Found guys.
all this. Yep.
I'm hearing there's no viewing issue problems either because of the way they did the marquee.
Well,
Is
let's
this an
hope not.
Easter egg? Are we going to get these? You sat on one of these P-dubs.
I just wanted to say thanks for inviting me to come on. I watch your guys' podcast show every week, and I love the fact that you guys are, just true fans of the product. You guys aren't like employees or anything like that. You're just fans who made a podcast show about the product that they really love, and that you can kind of feel that come through when you're watching it via YouTube. And I got to say, man, I really enjoy your guys' podcast show. You guys have been putting in a lot of good work. And I definitely just want to say thanks for having me on. This is very exciting stuff to talk about. I mean,
all right.
I just gotta say, first of all, sorry for the confusion. That was not a game spotlight. I don't know why I said that. It was in my notes. That was kind of our discussion about that, mixed in with talking about the Arcade 1-Up one. And a special thank you to P-Dub's Arcade Loft. We'll see more of him in the show too, because he came on our channel last week and we talked about the gold cabs.
Yeah, P-Dubs is legit. And I ran on my channel, I ran a poll. And according to my poll, and this was for people looking at the Arcade 1-Up Dragon's Lair, the new cab they're releasing, 59% of my audience say I own an iiRcade and I'm happy with the trilogy on iiRcade. And then there were other things that people said they didn't like about the cab. The original marquee was bigger and better than the new version. The control panel design looks less like the arcade. It got smaller. And what's the other one? Oh, using a riser is going backwards because nobody likes those janky risers. So
the reason we're kind of talking about this, guys, is because in case you're living under a rock, if you're following along with the home arcade stuff, we've had Dragon's Lair and Dragon's Lair skin cabinets and now our gold edition cabinet for iiRcade for a long time now. And Arcade 1-Up is now putting out a Dragon's Lair cabinet as well. And theirs, I think, is a little bit more. Would you guys say it's fair to say it looks more like the original cabinets?
Yeah, it does. For sure.
Yeah. And I think that's probably the one thing that they're really, they're touting over everything is they say it looks more like the original cabinets. Like you said, it still has the riser thing going on, but what do you guys think about kind of comparison between these two?
Well, this is the first legitimate apples to apples comparison that we can do between Arcade 1-Up and iiRcade. Okay. And so, I mean, let's talk about it. I mean, this is all fair game here.
It's Dragon's Lair versus Dragon's Lair, literally.
And I'll be honest, and I love the control panel on the new iiRcade Dragon's Lair. I don't know if it's the same one from the original one or not. It's a beautiful control panel, and control panel artwork is important to me. And having said that, the Arcade 1-Up control panel, being that it is the classic blue one, it is very pretty. I will say that. But, it's also got the janky buttons and sticks on it as well. So, I mean, I got to take it down on that point for that.
CT, what do you think? You probably got them both already.
I mean, you pretty much heard my opinion in that video. I got the iiRcade Gen 1 Dragon's Lair. That's all I need. I don't need that. I know I like to buy stuff. So if it drops down to like $250, $300, I get it. But I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy with what I got. So
I think it's like what, $600 right now with they say $650, but now then they're saying, oh, we get $50 off. So $600. You can get a Gen 1 iiRcade with the SamWa controls, 128 gigabyte storage for the same price. Or you could get the iiRcade Gold, for $200 more. So, I mean, you can, for the same price, you could literally have choose between 300 games and an excellent versions of all the Dragon's Lair games, because you could play Space Ace. You could play every game that's on the iiRcade, that's on the Arcade 1-Up.
Well, let me just throw this out there for everyone to chew on real quick. I mean, people are gonna say, arcade authentic games, and or are we talking about the ROMs? Because there's no way there's a Laserdisc player inside the Arcade 1-Up. So
there could be.
we're talking about ROMs. And so
We
if
don't
it's
know
a
yet.
ROM on something that was originally on Laserdisc, it's not arcade authentic anyways. And so if you're already not arcade authentic, you can't really stand on that soapbox.
Still playing a video file. You know?
Yeah.
It's not playing a Laserdisc.
It's not playing a Laserdisc.
So here's what I look at, because you made it sound like pricing is pretty similar. I think it comes down to this, to me, is the look of the cabinet, or do you want the ability to play other games and a higher quality components? That's what I'm looking at there.
There's a lot of talk too about the Daphne emulator. So what? I mean, the At Games has the Daphne emulator. Raspberry Pi has Daphne emulator. Daphne emulator is not that much different. I can finish the game just the same because all the moves are at the exact same time. I can play it on iiRcade and finish it. I can play it on my At Games Legends. I can play it on a Raspberry Pi. I mean, it's not that different. Like them selling it that you're getting some kind of more arcade accurate version is a joke. The only way you're playing it arcade accurate is if you're playing it on Laserdisc. Then there are things such as the laser. When you play it, it looks different because it actually has like the way it looks, it skips and stuff. The way that actually the Laserdisc works is different. But other than that, I mean, you're still playing an emulated version of it.
Well, didn't you point out that Don Bluth himself had some opinions on that, Brad?
Don Bluth prefers the modern version because it is the way he envisioned the game would be. Yes, he prefers the remastered versions because they used all the technology to make it look better than it could have ever looked when it was made. So if you go by his opinion, the versions that are on consoles are the best.
So if I had a microphone in here, I would drop it. If Don Bluth said it, I mean, what else do you want?
More Laserdisc games. I mean, if they could get Time Girl or Cliffhanger or anything Laserdisc would be cool because it is a cool niche that that you don't see a lot. Cliffhanger, sure, Time Gal, Super Don Quixote. There's a ton of Laserdisc games that are really cool, kind of deep arcade cuts.
So I know we said we weren't going to talk about Shredder's Revenge, but I got to draw the comparison here. So if we're talking now where we have a Dragon's Lair and a Dragon's Lair, our arcade 1-up and iiRcade, right? I think the argument for the iiRcade is obviously the better quality of the components, the screen, the sound, the controls, all that, right? And the ability to play hundreds of other games. The argument for the arcade 1-up is that it looks more like the authentic arcade, and I think that's really got to give both those companies those things, right? But let's talk about if we're talking about Shredder's Revenge, for example, because they put feelers out there that they may be interested in both companies might be interested in that. In that case, there was no 1980s Shredder's Revenge, right? So if we're going to be comparing the two for Shredder's Revenge, Arcade 1-up no longer has that, well, we've got the authentic look, because both of them are going to come with a brand new skin, right? A brand new look to it. So in that case, that's even more apples and apples. Then what is it? Then what would be the advantage of getting an Arcade 1-up version of Shredder's Revenge over an iiRcade version of Shredder's Revenge?
Well, you would get a beautiful riser with it. You would get a wonderful 17-inch screen.
Oh, man.
Well, and the cheapest buttons that they could possibly put in it.
I guess that's my point.
And the cheapest controls they could put it, and you would get, a lot thinner wood. I don't know. It would be lighter. It's lighter to move.
Feedback on that. They asked for our feedback on that, and that was kind of my point. Is I'm like,
it's lighter to move.
It's sure.
It's in two pieces.
It's lighter to move, you guys. It's more mobile than an iiRcade. We'll give them that. And I'm not trying to crap on any one company over the other. I like both of them. I have 8 arcade 1-ups and an iiRcade, so I like both companies. But I'm just saying, I don't see, unless you're looking for the authentic look in a Shredder's Revenge cab, there is no authentic look to look at, right? So now you're apples and apples, and I just don't see the advantage of an arcade 1-up unless it's cheaper, unless it's like way cheaper, right? Then you can say, because price will fix everything.
Oh yeah, the Dragon's Lair is $400. That changes the picture.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
$400.
But hear me out.
Putting it in the cart and checking out.
But hear me out. Can the current arcade 1-up hardware support Shredder's Revenge, or would they have to up it to a more expensive hardware?
Well, and that's
raising the price.
Well, that's what the point I was going to make is they haven't. Arcade 1-Up hasn't improved their hardware as far as I know. Like they're using the same hardware they've always used. And Shredder's
Did they
Revenge
to get Killer Instinct? I thought they might have to get Killer Instinct.
They're using Ninja Magic. They're using a very strong developer that can tweak the hardware very hardcore and very heavy. So they're using the best developer for games. Code Mystics is, they have Jedi abilities to make low-end hardware run games.
But do we even know the specs on Shredder's Revenge yet? Because it hasn't been released. So it's all just speculative at this point. And for them to say that hardware can run it, that they have no proof of that. I mean, I would have to see Shredder's Revenge running on Arcade 1-Up right now to believe it.
On a side note,
not going to say
Brooklyn Menace does have a comment of the night. That's the big announcement. A riser for the iArcade.
I'll say this one last thing on Shredder's Revenge. IGN posted about this. I believe it was today or yesterday. There's new footage. They've got some more gameplay footage, and they did say that it will be coming this summer, like July-ish, I think was when they were talking about. So anyway, enough about that.
One more comment. Let's read Goofyfoot. He said, I have modded every one of the Arcade 1-Ups I own. And I'm exactly like him. Every Arcade 1-Up I have bought, I have modded to make it into to make it reach its potential. The iArcade, I didn't have to mod. I chose to mod it, but I didn't have to.
Well, since we're going to go there, that one's got the GRS trackball and spinner on it over there. That one's got a zippy stick in it because I couldn't handle the original sticks. That one is stock, but it's only because it's 2 beat-em-up games. It's pretty easy. That one is an @Games 1-Up. Yeah, you heard me right, folks. It's an @Games 1-Up. And that one,
see a video on that. That's like the one-eyed dog. It's so cool though. I can't wait till you release a video on that one.
I'll just say this on this subject since we're talking about it. I think it's because it's a toy company, right? And they're making. We're trying to fit them into a box, and that these things really aren't, right? They're really not. What we want them to be. We're making them what we want them to be by modding them. So let's be fair,
Yeah.
So, but on that note, can we jump ahead to this other video? Because since we're already kind of on the topic of Arcade 1-Up, there was a rumor kind of going around that they were gatekeeping. Is that the right word to say? Like they were holding up other companies from getting their games. And in fact, I've got a comment from yesterday from a show from John D at Arcade 1-Up saying, we buy licenses sometimes so other companies can't. And I'm sorry, but that kind of rubbed me a little bit the wrong way. What do you guys?
I mean, you're not for the community. You're not for the fan base. If you're buying titles just to hold them so other people can't have them, I mean, that's why we don't have a Q*bert as of this day.
And I'm not trying to smear that guy or anything. That just doesn't seem like a good way to do business. That's not taking the fans' best interest at heart. It's one thing, and I get it, like a competitive advantage. Like if you're saying, hey, we're going to put this game out, we don't want our competitors to have it. We want an exclusive license. It's another thing to say, we're going to buy up this license and we don't even have plans to put it out. We just don't want anyone else to get it. That's just being jerks to the community. Right.
Well, and let me say this. From a business perspective, is it a little bit on the unethical side? Yeah, I would say so. But I mean, within business, I mean, people can do whatever they want, I suppose. It's that as a community, when you're allowing them to do it or actually encouraging them to act that way, that's the problem that I have. And there's definitely some folks out there that, they think that that's a really acceptable position to take. And
he's like proud of it, right? He's wanting it.
And it's like, so are you for the community or are you for the company? Is my question that I would ask some of these other YouTubers out there. And if you're for the company, then don't say you're for the community. You can't have it both ways, folks.
CT's being very quiet on this subject.
He don't bother me either way. I'm
there?
still here. I'm just listening.
Okay.
As long as I get the Cuber, that's all that matters.
I don't know. Are they gatekeeping?
It's never coming. It's never coming.
Hey, if they can get all the licenses they want, I mean that's fair game. But I mean it's getting licenses that you don't plan on using, that you're just getting to keep other people from getting them. That's what we're talking about here.
So P-Dubs, who thank you again for P-Dubs for letting us use some of your clips. He had a clip where they were talking about this on his show the other day, and they had Michael Svabeck on there. And I had made a video about Streets of Rage 4 about 4 or 5 months ago, and I was getting a little bit of crap for saying, hey, you're not, Arcade 1-Up is not gatekeeping Sega games. They're not in control of this. And preventing anybody from getting it, but that's what they were saying, and I was called a liar for that video. But here's a clip, if we can play this, on P-Dub's show on Monday, where Michael B kind of basically shot that down, or not Michael B, I'm sorry, Michael Svabeck from iiRcade. Basically,
iiRcade.
He put that rumor to rest. So
Jong's right-hand man.
I've been hearing these rumors in the community of gamers, and we're all very passionate bunch. We're all very close. These rumors are that because I'm hearing rumors that one company, we're not going to mention names, but I'm hearing rumors that one company is preventing you or gave permission for you guys to get certain.
He's talking about Arcade 1-Up.
And is that true or false? Is that someone just talking for the sake of talking, like beating their chest?
Probably.
Well, but that's not true, is it?
No, unless there's a very exclusive license for another company, there's nothing blocking us from getting a game. Essentially, too, we have our own relationships with other developers and things. Yes, so those are our own personal relationships. Those have nothing to do with other companies. So of course, those companies that we're talking to for their games, they have their own opinions of us, of other companies, of the people that they deal with. So that does factor in, of course, with licensing. However, no, unless a company has a very exclusive licensing deal, and it would say, they would just tell you, we have an exclusive license with these guys. We can't help you guys out right now. Like, cool. When does that contract end? We'll talk to you then. That's how it goes. But yeah, no one's preventing us from getting certain games, right? Besides just us talking to people.
And have any other companies given their permission for you to have games on your system that are in a similar market?
Just our licensors. That's it. The only people who has the final say.
But not like another, let's just say, home arcade company.
No.
Okay, so if people are out there spreading this rumor, that is false, is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the only people who control our licenses are our licensors. That's it. So there's no one else.
Yo, he said that with so much confidence. That was funny.
There you go. I mean, I don't know what more you can say. I mean, that pretty much says it all right there.
There you go.
All right. Well, let's not dwell on this topic. I know we could probably talk this topic for an hour. We got a lot of stuff, other things that we want to talk about. iiRcade Gold launched during these last couple of weeks as well. With a 30 days. How far are we into this? Are we 2 weeks into this? Because someone was asking me about this the other day.
I don't even know. It's all blur now.
I think we got 2 weeks left. It's like May something, right? Is when the sale ends. I'm getting $200 off if you buy it right now, and you got till I think 2 more weeks. Console Fanboy was asking about that. Console Fanboy was asking about that. Just saying, we may have. Is that a third or a fourth iiRcade for?
Put his last comment up. Someone, Console Fanboys.
Which one? This one.
We Are the World.
Should I just do a "We Are the World" song now? Let's have peace. I think he was watching that Michael Svabeck clip there, cringing, like going, his head's gonna explode. Anyway, so we have a video from TM Klosky. Is that how you say it?
Yeah. He has a great show. If you haven't checked it out, it's called Arcade Talk, and this guy is like a hardcore 1-Up fan, Arcade 1-Up fan. And he does all kinds of cool Arcade 1-Up content. But I think this was cool because we're seeing the gold from the eyes of an Arcade 1-Up fan.
That's a good perspective. Yeah,
it's a good perspective. It's a different perspective than ours. And I wanted to show his video, and I wanted to shout his channel out because he's doing some great work. If you haven't checked out his channel, it's brand new. but he's got some really great reviews. And the thing I love is a lot like CT Jason, he's very honest. Like his reviews, you could tell he's, he tells it just the way it is. And I really, I appreciate that. There's a bunch of great
shooter.
He's a straight shooter like CT Jason. And let's play the clip. And it's short, and then we can talk about it and what we think about it.
All right.
With permission. He gave us permission to show it.
Hi, this is T. McCluskey coming at you, and this is Arcade Talk. What's up, everybody? This is Arcade Talk, and this is T. McCluskey. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you're having a great Monday so far. And before we start the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Now, I'll take that back. Make sure you punch that thing. Punch it. You know you want to punch it just like that. Come on, like punch it.
I love it.
Okay, guys. Last Friday, iiRcade came out with a new line of arcade machines. That's right. iiRcade came out with a new line. So I think this is to compete with Arcade 1-Up's Pro Series. So they came up with their own series. It's called Gold Edition. So now iiRcade has two lines of arcades. They got their original editions, and now they got a Gold Edition. Pull it up here. Show you. There's the new line. First, I'll show you the old line. By the way, Retromania is their newest arcade for the original editions. There it is there. So there is their original editions, right? Got your stand, and then you got the top, which that separates so you can make it a countercade or you can make it arcade. So there it is. That's what they look like. There's original. Now the originals are $599.99. So now they have the Gold Edition. Gold Editions to me look pretty neat. There it is. They got four. They're all four are pre-orders already. So you got Dead Cells, Double Dragon. So this tells me Arcade 1-Up definitely is coming out with Double Dragon, because I think iiRcade is coming out with the Double Dragon to compete with Arcade 1-Up. This really tells me those leaks and rumors are true. Most likely Double Dragon will come out in June. iiRcade's trying to get ahead of the game, trying to get in front of that. So they're coming out with theirs already. And then they got Dragon's Lair, and they got Space Invaders. So all four pre-orders, they're all four are $799. So they're $200 more than the original editions. But these are pretty neat looking. I like them. They look more like an arcade. I know the old ones some of the old arcades look like the original edition. I just don't like that. That's my preference. Some people might really liked it. But I really like this one. Some people might be disappointed if they got an old one, because these are pretty neat. There it is. To me, it looks more like a traditional arcade machine. Like I said, I know some old machines look like the original, but to me, when I think of an arcade machine, this is what I see in my mind. So I'm glad they came out with this Gold Edition, because I like this design. I love the graphics on iiRcades. All their machines, the graphics look awesome. They're not original like the original arcade machines, but I do like their graphics. And I do like this new design. The new design looks like it's definitely going to be the same as the old one. The top comes off. I wish you can buy the bottoms and tops separately. Because somebody has the bottom already for Dragon's Lair. They could just swap out the top if they wanted to, because I'm pretty sure these are two pieces still. You see in all these pictures, you can see there's a line exactly where the old one was. Even in the back, you can see the line right here. So that tells me it pretty much is coming off, just like the old ones. So there it is there. There's the side panel. It is there. I like the marquee. The marquee looks awesome. There's a control deck. Control deck looks awesome. And there's a height there. That kind of shows you the height. It kind of looks like about the same height as Arcade 1-Ups, because the girl, she's kind of bent down a little bit. I think there's a picture. Yeah, they got her standing up pretty much straight. Looks like it comes up to her forehead. Say she's 5'8". So this machine is probably, I would say it's probably about the same height as my Mr. Do behind me. Has a 19-inch screen on it. They are using JBL speakers, which is really nice. So there's a little look of what this new gold edition looks like. I like it. I like it a lot better than the original ones. It's $200 more, unfortunately. But I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna hold out until Arcade One comes out with theirs, because I think theirs is gonna look more like this is the original Dragon's Lair. What it looks like. As you can see, iiRcades doesn't look nothing like it. If you're not into original arcades, you probably would buy this Dragon's Lair, but I really like Arcade 1-Up because they look like the original arcade machines. So I'm going to hold out. So there's a Dragon's Lair. Like I said, there's Dead Cell. Pop that one up in there. As you can see, they all have the same cab. No difference. But it's pretty much the same machine for all four. So, and I get why they make them all look the same, right? Mass production, right? All you have to do is put different graphics on them, but it's the same old. But I definitely like this edition. Definitely better than their original ones. So there it is there. So they got 4 coming out. Let me know what you think. Are you going to buy any of these 4? What do you think of the new design? Do you like the new design or you like the old design? I really like this new design better than the old design, for sure. I know it's $200 more. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button for me. And don't forget to punch that subscribe button and turn the bell on. If you have any other comment, questions, concerns, leave them in the comment section below.
I like that guy.
So yeah, the thing about it is, you can see he likes punching. I'm
gonna have to go punch that subscribe button. I'm not subscribed to him. Is this channel Arcade Talk? Awesome. Is that what it's called?
Arcade Talk. Go subscribe to that channel, but it's great. I love his content. And he has another channel that's huge. This is just a new thing for him. I liked it because we got to see from the eyes of someone who was a fan of Arcade 1-Up, and I mean, you could see he saw the differences. Mm-hmm. So I think they're doing a lot of things right with the gold cab. We got an echo coming. Yeah, someone's echoing.
Echo. I don't hear an echo.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Is that better?
Me, you might check me. It's not me.
What was that?
So I thought was kind of interesting because he clearly has not been following along with iiRcade. He's kind of new to the iiRcade. So, like, for instance, he saw the JBL and he said, "Oh, it's JBL speakers." Right. And I think How to Bachelor was asking it. It's actually JBL software. The speakers in that are the same ones that we have, which I don't even know what brand they are, but they're not JBL.
They're really loud. They're a brand that can go really loud without distorting, so that's a good thing.
What else did he say? That there's another couple things.
Yeah,
that
he said you could just add a top to it. I mean, there were certain things. I mean, there were certain things he said that were not correct, but you could see he appreciated the new design.
Yeah, like the Double Dragon thing. Like the Double Dragon was an original one that they had from the Kickstarter. Mm-hmm. So, but he's not wrong in that the gold edition will have the Double Dragon as well too. So, but I like the guy. He seemed like he was pretty chill, and I'm definitely going to be checking out his stuff. He seems like an interesting guy to be watching. So there you go. Check out Arcade Talk, guys.
If the goal was to appeal to someone that was new, he's obviously new, and it did appeal to him. You could see he saw what they were doing.
Yeah, it's interesting perspective. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, TM Klosky, for that, for letting us show that.
Talk, yeah, great channel. Go sub to him.
Man, we're going all kinds of out of order from our notes here, guys. But I wanted to show off something cool that my buddy Tony C picked up. Is he still? Tony, wave your hand if you're still in the chat. He was here earlier. He's like, "Did I miss my segment?" No. So you guys know that there's people out there that are doing like 3D printed stuff, like accessories and stuff for the iiRcade. And of course, what's the coolest accessory you could get it, but like a cup holder, right?
I know. Yeah.
Well, there's been some cup holders.
Only somebody made one.
Well, yeah. There's been several people that have tried to make some cup holders and stuff, but Tony C found a really cool one on Etsy. And he got it. Yeah, there he is.
He's right
There
here.
he is.
And he messaged me. He's like, bro, this is really good. This is a high quality thing. And I'm like, take a video. I want to see it when we want to show it on the show. He's like, all right. So he made a video of it. So let's take a look. This is the cup holder he got off Etsy for your iiRcade.
Hello, iiRcadians. This is Tony C with a review of the new release iiRcade cup holder, available on Etsy. As you can see, it just fits to the side of the cabinet. It comes in several colors. You can pick whichever colors you want to match your cabinet. This insert just comes out like this. There's your screw that replaces the one that comes with the iiRcade and that it fixes. Just put it back in, just like that. As you can see, it's really sturdy for having one screw. I haven't had to try it out yet, but it seems sturdy. You can get them on Etsy from the Etsy seller for $25 a piece or $40 for two. It's all about got to say on the cup holder.
Well, that's cool. I thought they were going to have to screw them into the side. And when I heard that you just remove the screw and then it just replaces the existing screw, I was like, oh, you're not like drilling holes in your arcade. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that actually looks legit. I would get it. How much is it? How much?
He said $25 for one or $40 you can get two, like if you want one on each side. Mm-hmm. So you can dual wield your beer.
You can dual fist some beers.
So here's my only problem with these cup holders is they stick out on the side, and if you're like a lot of people and you're cramming these things in like arcade next to each other, you got to leave a little space between them. Yeah, that, right. Mm-hmm. So unless I guess maybe you put that one on the end, right? Because the arcade, it should be on the end, right?
Right. Well, if you guys can see, I know some folks were asking me earlier what happened in here. It's a good segue because I did move my iiRcade. It was over there, so Mortal Kombat and iiRcade did a big switcheroo, and that cabinet over there was the one that I used to stream out of.
So you can.
I love your background, Mikey. Your background's fire. It looks so nice.
That would work okay for you because you got the turtles there, so your cup holder would kind of behind the turtle, or unless you put it on the other side, it actually would work on either side.
I could put it in right there if I wanted.
Yeah, it would work on either side for you. Yeah,
it looks nice. Your background looks amazing. It looks great.
Yeah, the CT Jason mask. The sun's going down.
People were saying, I got one of CT's masks, or I got a CT Jason shelf. No,
CT Jason.
He's behind you. Look out!
I would debate if I'm a bigger Jason Voorhees fan than CT.
I got a whole bunch of stuff. I'll show you another day. I can't get up right now. I'm comfortable in my seat.
I'll take you on a trivia challenge any day of the week, sir.
He's Jason has been. He's so excited for the Space Invaders that he's been out defending space all week long.
See that one?
I've been busy. I've been busy. I'm just trying to save the world. That's all. One step at a time.
He's been out there with his phasers, just shooting away, right there with Tasha Yar, defending space.
That's not Will Riker back there.
That's funny. I didn't see that one.
We like to troll CT Jason. Thank you for defending our space, CT.
Yeah.
We never show him those, by the way. We make those and we don't show him.
We got him on camera for one episode.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll be around, I'll be on camera.
Well, speaking of Space Invaders, there's a Space Invaders video here.
Stop motion.
We have a Space Invaders video. Let's play. That's a good segue.
Yeah, let's run that one.
King of Stop Motion.
Wait a minute. We got
we see some eyeballs there.
I'm always around.
There's two CT Jasons now.
I'm seeing double.
So on we keep talking about on Monday on P-Dub show because Michael was on that show.
Thanks,
but
CT.
They showed the Space Invaders iiRcade playing on an iiRcade, and it was glorious. And let's show this so you guys can see Space Invaders on iiRcade is real.
It's coming. It's not vaporware. It's coming.
Let's take a look.
What's on that iiRcade behind you, buddy?
Sure. So this is actually Space Invaders, right? So it's weird to play back here too. So as you can see, yes, it exists. It's running on my iiRcade. Yes, we do still have this license.
Space Invaders is real?
Space Invaders is in fact real, just so you know. So here's Space Invaders. So as you can see here, this is my iiRcade version, right? So of course, this is a very basic version right here, right? Of course, it's just black and white. So what we've done
looks like the original to me.
Yeah.
Right there.
So we can also do, of course, this version that you might be very familiar with it as well. This is one of the first color version. So green and white. We've also got full colored version. And all I'm doing right now is pressing the X button to cycle between these. So I can do that during gameplay whenever I want to. I like playing black and white. That's just me. But it's up to you if you want to play a different one. And of course, we've got things like a moon backdrop to add for you. So that's in there too. You can just toggle that on and off as much as you like. Play it in any different color mode, toggle it off, on, whatever you want to do. Also got a bezel in there for you. So there you go.
Nice.
Again, bezel can be toggled on and off. That can be toggled on and off individually. So however you want to play, however you want the look of this machine to go, you can play like that. Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'm happy to hear that this game is finally coming out very, very soon. Michael doesn't want to give the release date yet, guys. But guys, it is very, very soon. So hang in there, guys. They have to wait for a certain piece of information and then they can announce the release date.
Yes.
But this is going to come out, and of course it's going to have lots of options of ways to play Space Invaders, which I'm pretty excited about, because I mean, who doesn't like Space Invaders? You know what I mean? I mean,
it's a classic. It is the second ranked game of all time for arcades.
All right, guys. So hopefully you guys are excited. Space Invaders is coming out very, very soon, and you're getting multiple versions of the game, which is really nice.
Pretty much.
I think Papa Brad loves the moon backdrop. Let me find
it.
Yep, moon backdrop is for me, but I like that they are giving everyone their favorite one. Bang. And as you can see, guys, it works. Here, we'll pull it up right here.
I'm just playing with one hand right now, but yeah.
You can play Space Invaders with one hand. So
until about the last invader, but yeah. So here, I'll cycle through some colors for you.
Nice. Look at all that.
Yeah.
All right.
Turn that off. I can just bezel. There you go.
Yep. Very, very cool. Very, very cool, Michael.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Yeah!
It looked to me like it was gonna have like one button to cycle the moon background and then another button to turn the colors off and on.
I'm so stoked.
It makes it easy.
They took the time to do it right. And going back to the first episode of iiRcadians, we said it's more important you take the time to do the game and give it the justice it deserves and make the game right. And that moon backdrop being in there, I mean, I can't be happier. Honestly, I'm just stoked. I'm stoked. I'm getting an amazing version. They're hands-on with it to make it the best version of Space Invaders.
Oh, Michael has been personally making sure that this is
overseeing it.
He's been working his tail off on this. So,
and I can't.
We can just say, go ahead and say Space Invaders is Michael's baby. We can just leave it at that.
That's a good way to put it, I think. So I'm excited for that. I think it's going to be cool. It doesn't seem like it's that far away. If they're playing it like that, I mean, man. And they said there's bangers coming this week. There's bangers coming.
Yeah.
So
hopefully they'll give us the option to use the joystick and the buttons to play it for Space Invaders. But with Space Invaders, the arcade game used the buttons, and the sit-down version, the cocktail table, used the joystick. But it looks like they're taking the time to really think about everything. So it's not rushed. And that's why I think it's going to be good. What do you guys think?
Well, the amount of options that they put into that game, where it's got like all the different colors, the backdrop, the bezel, the whole shebang. Like, they've really done their homework. Really, really impressed. Like, I'm not in the camp you are, Papa Brad. I'm not a huge Space Invaders guy, but
huge Space Invaders. First video game I ever played, first arcade game ever.
But seeing that's a day one pickup for me for sure. Space Invaders, yeah.
Well, I have a Space Invaders arcade one up, and when this comes out on iiRcade, that Space Invaders arcade one up is getting the Intech gaming thing slapped in it, some new art, and it's going to be a Sega cab.
I know that has the moon backdrop, doesn't it?
No.
Does it have all those options like that, where you can pick all the overlays and the transparent?
No.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, they're doing it. They're doing it first
pretty
class.
dull.
You
They're
can
doing
turn it on and
first
off
class.
though.
You can turn it
You
on.
can
and
turn
off.
it on and off. In fact, the guy I bought it from, I don't know what he did, but the controller, this joystick, is a screwdriver. I just wait till you see my video when I mod this thing.
So maybe you can't turn it on.
It's a screwdriver. I
The
don't know how
custom
he did this.
backdrop emulation looks better than MAME. That's all I got to say. If it's better than MAME, I mean, I'm gonna be happy with it. I'm sure.
You got a Space Invaders cab, CT. You got 29,
I
right?
guess so, yeah. Mine, I don't know.
You don't even
There must be one
know.
back there.
Somewhere back there. I don't know. I take it you don't play it very much if you do, because you're not talking.
It ain't my cup of tea. I'm sorry. You see that one cab right there? Where's it at? Right there on my. Oh wait, this side right there. Right there.
Outrun?
That one right over there. That one. I don't play it. I like playing more recent stuff. I just like looking at it. I'm sorry. So it's a good cab to play sometime. Have my mama over. She likes some type of games.
She likes Centipede, yeah.
Yeah, old school stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, some of those, like that Atari 12-in-1 has a trackball in it and a spinner. And, you know, there's been all these rumors.
Controls on iiRcade, how awesome it is.
Well, okay, so, I know. Let's preface this because I want to still show this video because this is. They have said that we're getting more hardware for iiRcade, and I just want to point this out before we show this. It's not. We're not getting an announcement
tomorrow.
about this. They were going to announce it tomorrow,
but we are going to announce something that's exciting. We have something to leak.
So play the new hardware this Friday video so they can know what we're talking about here because this was also from Monday from P-Dub's show with Michael.
Yep. All right, ScarPad, $2. Will spinners or trackballs ever be added?
Potentially. Yeah. I know you all want accessories, and you want those games too.
Okay.
I think people should tune in on Friday.
Friday?
We can have
this
a conversation
discussion more.
We
can have a talk about this. We can have a talk about this on Friday.
And have a debate.
Right.
How about that?
And on Friday, Michael and the team are going to be revealing the latest piece of additional hardware that was not revealed with the Gold Edition cabinets prior, and how that's going to let you. Let's just play this. Let's just say this. It's going to let us play a whole new genre of games on your system. Is that correct?
That's fair to say.
That would be fair to say.
That's fair to say. We'll leave
And
it,
you're going
we'll leave it
to
at that.
and you're going to talk about it this Friday.
Talk about it on Friday.
All right. Don't promise my viewers one thing and take it back.
I'm gonna
a whole new genre of games.
Pinky promise you through the screen here. Yeah.
That maybe you guys have licensed that you haven't been able to screen from the mountaintops yet because your system didn't have the ability to do something, but now it might. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, we'll have to wait until Friday to see, right?
All right.
I just realized we threw Michael under the bus right there. Because P-Dubs is like, don't promise my viewers something and then take it back. And then today, they're like, it's not going to be this Friday, guys. We're so sorry. There was something else that came up. There's a problem with it. It's going to be delayed. So now I feel like we just threw Michael under the bus. I'm sorry, Michael. But I still wanted to play that because I want to speculate what we think this is going to be.
Yeah,
we don't want them doing Mutant League football. We don't tell us something unless you know it's going to happen. You know.
Well, it sounds like they just
there
may have just been a delay.
They're being cautious.
I don't think this is a Mutant League football. Like it's not going to happen. I think this is just a hang on. Something came up. We're going to delay. Maybe they want to show something that wasn't. That there was a bug or something they have to fix. I don't know. But what do you guys think this hardware could be?
Michael B, the Game Genie.
He says accidentally tune into Multicam Mondays. Yes, P-Dubs gave us permission to take a couple clips out because he had some bangers, gems in his interview with Michael on Monday. So, but what do you guys think this new hardware could be?
I'll go first if you guys want. We've been talking about this all week, guys.
Because we have no inside information, just so you know. We don't know.
So we've been speculating up, right, down, and left, and all over. And here's my personal opinions. a steering wheel. We'd all love a steering wheel, but I think that's the least plausible option.
Think so?
At this point, I do, because of the licenses they have. It'd have to be Chase HQ or something like that, with Taito, and I mean, or maybe Daytona, but still, I still think the wheel is the least plausible. And then light gun, due to the way the screen sets back, I think that is probably the next least plausible option as well. I would love to be wrong with both of those, but I think it's a pretty safe bet that trackball and spinner is pretty possibly an option. But I have one other gut instinct that nobody's considered, and maybe Guitar Hero or Rock Band or something like that. Those were arcade games. And if they could just plug them in like a USB kind of port, man.
No, I'm thinking the music licensing would be insane on those, because just the songs and stuff.
Right. But they're in the games. If you get the game,
yeah. I think. Let me go next. I think what I would like to see is a one-player control deck. Give me a trackball. Give me a spinner. Give me a joystick with the 6 buttons. Don't make it wider. Don't make it look crazy. Just give us all the controls that a single player would need. So if I was to have my way, or what I would like to see them do, I would say single player control deck with all the controls. Kind of do that at Games Legends Ultimate, but with better parts. Okay, Jeff, you're up. What do you think?
Well, a lot of things came to mind. Initially, my thought was, we already know that Bash Gaming has a license for Golden Tee that they were considering putting out, right? But they were waiting probably for a trackball, and so everybody apparently has been bugging Bill McLaughlin about this, and he put that to rest. He said, "No, we're not putting Golden Tee out on Friday." So I don't think it's that, but that still doesn't rule out the trackball spinner idea, and I think that's what I really want. The Guitar Hero thing's interesting, and I actually talked to Michael about like some of these music things. I said, well, what about like a Dance Dance Revolution pad or something? And you know what he actually said? He said, actually, Jong really likes that idea, and he's not opposed to it either. So there could be Dance Dance Revolution in the future, but I don't think that's what we're talking about here. So, I mean, it could be a VR. I don't think it's a VR. I think maybe light guns, but I think most likely we're looking at a trackball spinner. Could be like a control deck that just has
all of it,
options for all of that.
All of it. Give us all of it. Give us all the controls.
But
then
I will say this:
issues.
I believe, and I could be wrong, but I heard rumor that Arcade 1-Up doesn't have Atari on lockdown anymore.
Yeah,
and a lot of the Atari games use a trackball and a spinner.
Talking like Centipede, Missile Command, Crystal Castles. You can play Tempest with a trackball or a spinner. So what if we're getting a trackball and spinner, and we're going to get a bunch of Atari games? That's my guess. But I don't know. We don't know. I really don't know. CT, what do you think?
To be honest, I don't know. Y'all pretty much named everything off the top of the list. There ain't nothing else to put out there. I just like to think of it like this. I'm going to be surprised whenever they bring it up. If it ain't tomorrow, it'll be next week. I'll find out when I find out. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to want it.
Michael B says it's not a control deck.
Philip Drum, he says karaoke. That actually kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. We got the jukebox mode. We've got amazing sound and speakers like the JBL now.
The Gold's going to have even better sound.
Have you not seen these Game and Brew nights that they do where they all get pissed drunk and they sing karaoke? They're singing like...
I'm singing by myself in my basement. I don't want no karaoke.
That would be a whole new genre, right? Didn't he say a whole new genre? So I don't know. Maybe it's a microphone.
We did have the singing Jason one intro where he was
singing. I can get down like that if I need to, but I don't want to play those singing games.
That actually might be kind of cool to see this the karaoke lyrics across the screen. I don't know. My daughter would get into that.
Well, I want to address what you said there, Jeff, about Atari. And we have on very reputable information that Arcade 1-Up does not have the Atari license exclusively anymore. So, you know,
there are companies that can't be locked on. Taito, for example. Taito is not going to get locked into anyone. You know, and the idea that anyone could gatekeep and keep games, you can get other games. Just get something else good. There's not going to be a shortage of games.
There's already a number of
There's
games
already
on
300
iiRcade that
plus
would work great
games
with a spinner.
on iiRcade, including hits like Burger Time. That's one of a lot of people. That's one of their top arcades.
What about games
let's
like
get real.
Dolings and the Santa Drop
Lair.
and Gox and Windjammer? I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff that would work great with those kind of controls, right? But CT Jason could sing some Rick Astley. There you go.
I sung it a couple episodes ago.
Oh man,
Well,
that is great.
Since we're talking about how iiRcade, there's other games that they could go after, and there's sometimes some real diamonds in the rough that most people have never heard of or never played, obviously. And there is one on the iiRcade that we've been talking about the last couple of episodes, and we got a game spotlight on it today. And as a beat 'em up fan, guys, like if you have the iiRcade and you don't have this beat 'em up on your cab, you're like, go buy it. Like as soon as
What
this
is
stream
it?
over. Here,
What you got?
I got it for you. Here,
You got it. In today's game spotlight, we're looking at a Technos Japan release, the great, unheard of, unheralded beat 'em up Shadow Force, released in 1993. And what's cool about this game, it actually utilizes all 6 buttons. Yes, a beat 'em up that uses 6 buttons. And here's the characters.
What?
Kai, he's like a ninja. Tenju, he's like the strong guy character. Coyote, he's like a werewolf kind of dude. He's awesome. I love Coyote. And then we have Bluenet, and she's the girl ninja character. She's my second favorite. And here's a little look at the ninja guy, Kai, and some of his actions.
Oh, this is on the iiRcade
this
already?
game utilizes all 6 buttons, which is really
Oh,
cool
yes,
for
sir.
a beat 'em up.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And so you can throw in all kinds of different combinations and block, and so just the diversity of moves that this game offers is really, really cool. As we take a look at Kai here, kicking some butt. And here's his special move. Of course, you gotta have a special move you can pull off. And then here is a look at Coyote. Again, he's my personal favorite character in the game. When I saw him as a playable character, like a werewolf-looking dude, I was like, this is awesome. It's definitely different than most traditional beat-em-ups. And here's his special move. And he does a lot of flips and flying around, and I love when he picks you up and just beats him with them. Cool. And then here's the female ninja. She's my second favorite character. She's got the 2 swords, and she can jump around real fast, and she's pretty agile, obviously. But she's definitely a fun character to be as well. I definitely recommend giving her a go. And then here's a look at her special moves. Some of her more advanced move sets. Here it is.
How much is it, Mikey J?
And then here's the strong guy. He's actually my least favorite of
I don't remember
the 4
about it
playable
on
characters.
sale.
I wouldn't recommend playing as him personally, unless this game does end up with 4 players online. Then someone's gonna have to be old Tenju. But for me personally, I had a hard time with his moveset. He was just so slow, and I just had a hard time. Like you can see, the guy's kind of giving it to me back here. But I eventually was able to get him. And here's a look at his special move. And he does have some good pile drives and body slams and stuff. So I'm not saying he's not a good character. He's my least favorite of the bunch. And then you can get to kind of choose your own adventure with the different stages, which is cool when games give you this option. And what makes this game special is you can actually transform into the enemies and become any one of the enemies other than the boss characters at any time. So you can even play as the bad guys and see how these characters work out, which is a really cool feature in this game. And speaking of which, this game actually features a fight stage bonus stage in between each level, and you have to pick your regular character and a shadow character that you can turn into, and you fight it out like a straight up fighting game, and you need combos and stuff, and you see transforming back into the other character, and so this is just a really cool dynamic and feature and thought that was put into this beat 'em up game, and it really is one of the best beat 'em ups I have ever played because of all these versatility of stuff and the cool bad guys you can boss fights. You got Lucifer. Yes, that's right. Lucifer himself is one of the big baddies that you're gonna fight in this game. I mean, like, seriously, I mean, that's pretty cool. They throw the devil himself in as one of the bad guys. So, I mean, again, it's just a really cool game. And like all beat 'em ups from the early 90s, late 80s, and early 90s, you gotta have an alien stage full on with a face hugger you gotta kill, as well as like a xenomorph kind of ripoff called Biomother instead of the Alien Queen. But yeah, same kind of thing.
I'm buying this game right now.
The game, you actually have to do one final fight.
Good job, Mikey. This game looks awesome.
Like a fighting game style against Mars, the Roman god Mars, which is pretty awesome. So if you want to beat the game, you actually have to get good at these one-on-one battles, which is pretty cool that they brought that feature in, giving it a fight game feel even. And if you're lucky enough to do it, you can see the end screen in all its glory. So yeah, Shadow Force. Check it out now on the iiRcade.
Well, there you go,
Check
Michael.
it out right now.
I just sold some copies of Shadow Force for you.
There you go.
Sure
There you go.
I saw a lot of people saying, "I'm buying this game right now."
You don't need to wait till Friday to get a banger. There's one already on there no one knows about. Check it out. So many good games people don't know about already on iiRcade.
I'm a huge beat 'em up fan. What do I got? I got Dungeons and Dragons Shadow of Mysteria playing right over there, and that's one of the best beat 'em ups of all time. And I'm telling you, Shadow Force is up there with it. Shadow Force is legit.
Yeah, I just bought it. I'm gonna check it out. I hope it gets online. That looks like it'll be fun.
Man, imagine if we knew like some games that were going to be online. That'd be a
Imagine that.
We still haven't gotten to that yet. I don't know. Well, I know when you said bangers this Friday, we were getting some bangers this Friday, right? Play the clip. Play the clip.
Play the
Oh,
clip. Play the clip.
where the bangers at?
People keep saying they want more bangers.
Yep.
Not just more games. They want the bangers. The games, like you said, we talked about this 20 minutes ago, right? There's games that you want to scream from a mountaintop because they'll help you sell systems, but you can't.
Appreciate you, brother.
You can't say what they are yet due to NDAs and legal reasons.
Yeah.
So are you saying like we're getting Streets of Rage 4? That was a joke. But seriously, are there bangers? Are there bangers coming?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Not like like little
No, not Space Invaders AAA. Like, yes, bangers coming. Yes.
There are bangers coming.
There are bangers coming this year. Yes.
You wouldn't lie to my viewers.
I would not lie to your viewers. There are bangers coming this year. Yes.
All right, because I don't want my viewers lied to. Okay, so there are some banger games coming, guys. Which, by the way, plays into his announcement for Friday. You guys definitely a little bit.
Bangers Friday.
Bangers are coming.
Bangers. There you go. And I'm glad that Michael showed up after we threw him under the bus. So don't watch the beginning of this.
Why?
No, go ahead. Go back and watch the beginning.
So yes, bangers coming. So
he's doing good work. He's getting us the titles. He's out there getting us great hidden gems. Getting us great games.
There's a lot of work that these guys put into this stuff. I just want to say, and just because you don't see like 1 week where they don't put out a title or whatever that tickles your fancy, doesn't mean that Michael and John and the team aren't behind the scenes working hard on a whole bunch of stuff that they can't tell us about yet. And you can see in his face in that there's so much he wants to say and he wants to tell us he's so excited about it.
Keep it secret because till they can say it, they can't tell you.
Yeah.
So you can keep it from happening.
So, online, we've got the 5 games that we talked about earlier. We already know the next 5 that are coming tomorrow. We've been teasing it the whole day. Let's take a look. This is public information. This isn't like we're leaking anything here, guys. This was a tweet. This is a tweet from iiRcade this morning.
Because we watch everything. We're out there watching. We're looking for this stuff.
Where did it go? Okay. Hopefully you can hear this. Give me a thumbs up, boys. All right.
I don't hear anything.
I don't hear any sound.
No sound.
No sound.
Oh, man. Hold on.
There it is.
Oh.
There's the problem. You had it down too low. Turn it up.
Let's crank it up.
Okay. Still no sound.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, this is Street
Whoa,
Hoop.
Street Hoop. Heavy Smash is coming.
Heavy Smash.
Knuckle Bash.
Duggan.
Yeah.
Breaker's Revenge. What? Oh my gosh. Breaker's Revenge.
New online games tomorrow, he says. Tomorrow.
Breaker's Revenge.
Did you guys catch all those? So we're going to have, what was that? Dogyan, Street Hoops, Breaker's Revenge, Knuckle Bash. What was the other one? I can't even remember now.
I'm still
It's quite, it's quite a mix, and they did a good job of getting a nice selection, different genres and stuff here.
Yep. And definitely. And Brooklyn Menace, he's gonna be playing games online. Check that out. Friday nights. It's gonna be amazing.
We lost CT. There he is.
I'm back. I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
All
I ran out of juice.
That's cool.
Oh, I had to switch devices. Okay, I got
It's
you.
been an hour and a half already.
I'm sorry. We'll wrap this up. But you guys, Breaker's Revenge, Dogyan. Oh my gosh. Oh, Heavy Smash was the other one.
Heavy
Yeah.
Smash, the ultimate challenge.
Yes, that's dude. Nice way. So you know they announced. They said, you know, hey, we got to let the hardware announcement slip a little bit here because you know something came up.
But, I mean, come on,
But
Breakers.
They're just like,
Revenge is
you're not gonna even be thinking about it because you're gonna be playing these bangers. So
Breaker's
nicely done.
Breaker's Revenge is a legit game. If you have not played it, it is a must play. It is a must buy. It's for me, it's my favorite fighting game on iiRcade by far. It's like
Mikey J did a spotlight, right?
We did spotlight on it. Yeah, it's on the channel. Check it out on iiRcadians channel. Don't forget to hit that like button.
Yeah,
you always forget to mention it.
Punch the subscribe button. Remember,
punch that subscribe
and
button.
go check out all of our. Thank you for all of our contributors today: Michael Svabek, TM Klosky, P-Dubs Arcade Loft, Brooklyn Menace, Tony C.
Check him out tomorrow, Friday night.
Yeah.
That's where we're gonna hang. I mean, I'll be popping in and out of that show.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
And if Breaker's Revenge tomorrow, I'll be whooping up on all you fools.
Probably will
Brooklyn
be.
Menace
Probably will
channel.
be.
Let's go.
We're gonna find out.
We'll see, Mikey J. We'll see.
And for the full interview with Michael, go check that out on P-Dub's channel. It was on Monday. I'm sure he's got the replay up there as well. I do want to plug something that I think is pretty cool. You know, we don't always talk about our own individual channels too much, but I actually want to plug this guy's show he's doing because he's got this super cool Home Arcade Championships. Tell us about that, CT.
All the home arcade. So basically, what I did was I brought a whole bunch of home arcade YouTubers, and they're gonna battle it out to see who's the very best in all these home arcade games. But the thing about it is, I got 4 home arcade YouTube judges, and they don't know who's who. Everybody's playing on random. It's gonna be a fun championship, I'll tell you that.
And your first episode's already out now, right?
Yep. The first episode came out. We played on the Games Legends Fly Spy. Episode 2, we're playing Gunbird on the iiRcade.
Oh, so you guys are not going to want to miss that. So if you haven't seen the first one, catch up, and then you'll know what's going on. So, and when do you think that's coming out? In a couple of weeks, probably?
Well, you let me know, Jeff. You're supposed to be in that episode. So once I get all your stuff, I'll be able to finish it.
Oh, I'm holding up the whole show.
You
Oh,
ain't
God.
you ain't holding up the line. We got a couple
Jeff,
of
Jeff's holding up the
You
whole
said it's all right.
And,
All
and
right.
I'm
He'll be out
judging
next
on that
week.
show as well, and I'm having a blast judging it. And
Mikey J's judging it. He's yelling at his dogs. It's a hilarious. It's awesome.
And I got to go ahead and say, I've already judged episode 2, and I think I have at least half of them figured out this week.
We gonna find out because you ain't getting nothing right in challenge 1.
This is it's because the judges don't know who the contestants are.
Oh.
And so they're trying to guess by the gameplay they know who the contestants are, but they don't know which one is which, right?
That's right. They know who's playing. They just don't know who's who. And I got to do it like that because everybody knows everybody. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might say, hey, I'm player number 5. Hook me up. You know what I'm saying? I can't have that.
It's very cool. Check it out on CT Jason's channel. So again, thanks for all the guests. Thanks for everybody. I know this was a long episode, every 2 weeks,
So
but
much
man, we got
happening
so
with
much.
iiRcade. We're so excited. Keep up the good work.
We'll see you guys in 2 weeks, at least, if not sooner. There may be other things that happen that make us be like, we got to go live, guys. We got.
That's right.
If that happens, we'll be here. But in the meantime, we'll see you in 2 weeks on that Thursday for episode 15. Thank you, everybody, for
bring them
tuning
bangers.
in.
Let's get them bangers.
Get those bangers tomorrow.
Are on the way.
All right.
Where's the wrap-up video?
No, we're all sitting here awkward.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, we got the iiRcadians merch store. If you want to take a little piece of the show with you, you can get it right here. Enjoy. Don't forget to get them daggers tomorrow. Them daggers is coming. Yes, sir.